Hi. Been a while. Not just on my end, obviously, also getting Flyout to a playable state. Yeah, big news. They released a new update. Pretty fucking cool. I've fucked around with it a very tiny amount today, just to get the basic idea down as to what the hell's even going on and how you even make missiles. And I can say that not particularly intuitive. I do have to admit there is a lot of work that's still there. However, that doesn't mean that I haven't had fun. It's a very modular system, and yeah, we're doing that. So, don't know where, I don't know. Yeah. Basically, welcome. We're getting into it. My internet isn't doing too well for some rather strange reason. I'm just gonna ignore that problem as I ignore everything else in my life. Hi, welcome to Flyout. Hopefully it's not gonna be as grainy this time if I remembered my settings correctly. Then again, it could be just as grainy. You don't really know. Alright, hi, welcome. So, off to showcase the actual interesting stuff, because let's be real, I don't think any of you are here to watch me talk about planes 15 minutes, how missiles are actually implemented in game. Let's just show you what missiles actually look like and what procedural missiles look like. They look like this if you make them look like a falcon. They don't work as well as you'd expect a falcon to. So, yeah. Okay, how do I explain this? So, basically, you know, it's procedural. You have the core of the missile. You have the warhead, which is, in this thing, a chunky fucking thing. You have the rocket motor, some fins, and some maneuvering fins. I've intentionally made these maneuver. I don't know how well they're gonna work. I honestly haven't nearly a clue. Oh, that's gonna drive me up a fucking wall. That's the one thing I really wish they did implement, a way of actually fucking entering nice numbers in. But enough of complaining. As you can see, lots of stuff to do with the missiles. I'm not gonna get into all of them, but this is a very primitive missile with a rear aspect, granted radar sleevable seeker, with an effective range of about 8 kilometers, a search angle of 20 degrees, and a gimbal limit of 60, so unimpressive. It doesn't have any advanced features, it explodes after 0.3 seconds, and it's basically not, and it's sensitive to countermeasure. It has a launch delay of 0.3 seconds, a guidance time of 15 seconds. That's supposed to be the battery of the missile, effectively. In real life, that's determined by the battery anyway. Why you'd make a missile guide less, but you know. How many stages it gets, and then the guidance type, which can be direct, beam riding, lofting, or cruise. Direct, 12G, in case you haven't noticed, I'm very much trying to make this thing a aim for. As to the roll rate, I was thinking maybe having a roll rate is good, but my missiles are not particularly stable in flight. So maybe if we clamp the roll rate, they're gonna be. This is irrelevant, that's just how the rocket booster goes, and I have no clue what any of this does. As you can see, chunky little fuck, but it's quite short compared to an AIM-9B. Problem is, I haven't managed to get them to work. Oh, I guess I should also introduce you. Oh, it doesn't have a radar. I forgot to add a radar to this thing, didn't I? Well, I added a radar. I forgot to save the thing with the radar. Ah, well, that's on me. Anyway, yes, it's called the M58 because I'm very creative. Let's showcase how the M58 is supposed to fly. Not well. Or, well, rather, it doesn't fly well. I swear we're gonna build missiles today, although it's mostly just gonna be me pulling my hair out trying to get it to fly correctly. Because currently, it's having a shit fit. And I don't know why. The point that I went into the official Discord to ask why it's doing that, and the answer was, nothing. Nobody has a clue. I don't blame anybody, obviously. It's not like they've had a lot of time with the update, just something to note. This is obviously well, at least for the time being, a missile that was supposed to enter service in the late 1950s. The AIM-9B, as far as I recall, entered operational service in 1956. Might have been a bit before then, I'm not honestly entirely sure. Either way, though, this thing is definitely a bit newer, but very much a bit old. You can see we're gaining altitude. I'm gonna go and spawn in a little target drone. There it is. There's the drone with the target. And then you turn it on and you can see it has a little seeker. And then depending on what you're looking at, maybe it's, nope, it's still doing the usual thing it does, which is say not fucking fly straight. And again, why not? Yeah, needless to say, it's not supposed to be doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. I have no fucking clue. It's quite annoying. Most I can say is maybe 10 newtons release force with a 0 release delay, and that could maybe work. Maybe, so jettisons the missiles and then it turns on 0.3 seconds later, I think. Or is that, yeah, launch delay is 0.3 seconds. So maybe if I thrust it down and then let it go, it's gonna be flying a bit better. I don't know. I really tried everything and it's not working, and I don't know why it's not working, because you'd think aerodynamically it would be a very stable design, which it seems to be, because you can see it unpowered, without motor power, it glides just fine. The problem is, for some reason with the motor, it just does not want to go normally, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why. Maybe it's something about the specific configuration of the missile, but again, that doesn't really make any sense. It's not like the missile is particularly large, or well, aerodynamically it's incredibly conventional. This is just too large. It's just too heavy. Heavy? No. What I meant to say is this particularly large for you, the audience listening? Let's just bring that down a bit. There you go. Yeah, this thing, not the most stable gunnery platform, I will admit. Nor are these the necessarily most optimal launch parameters, but still. Nope. Kinda. Not really. Yeah, you can see, it's not supposed to be doing this, in case that's not obvious enough. Like, in case that isn't abundantly clear, this is not what's supposed to be happening. And I have no clue why. Maybe it's up to the game engine, maybe they calculate the center of pressure based on maneuvering objects and not the overall wing, so it does weird shit. Maybe I'm misunderstanding how it works. Maybe if I shoved another group in, that could work. Maybe like this, and then shove both, because presumably if it's there, it should counteract, right? Maybe that would work. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. Also, yeah, I just realized the launch rail thing isn't really gonna work, is it? Because it just sends both, but I'm not salvo firing both at the same time, so noted problem there. Either way, as I've said, not really clear why it does any of this. Love to know why, and I swear we're gonna get to building things, but it's just highly annoying to me that this thing doesn't work particularly well. Even though it should, because it's literally a copy of the AIM-4 Phoenix. You'd really think that it would fly normally, because the AIM-4 Phoenix was not a particularly kinematic missile. It's a very much conventional missile platform. Seven really smells night house. A side note. Entirely unrelated side note, to be clear, but you know. That might have. No. 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 Nope. Not even slightly, matter of fact. So that's clearly not the problem. I have no fucking clue. Why is it doing this? Why are you doing this to me, Maria? You know, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? It's got movement. It's got pressure dampening. It looks normal. I don't see a way I can control the PID on this thing. Because to me, it seems like it's idiotically overcorrecting. And also, the engine motor is pushing, like, it looks like the center of. It looks like it's not maneuvering on its center of gravity, but on its center of. Not even center of pressure. It looks like it's maneuvering here to the absent of the engine exhaust. Which makes zilch sense in the slightest matter because kinematically, this thing's center of gravity is somewhere around this bit. Certainly, it's not somewhere around here, which is clearly where you can see it pivoting around. I wonder if it's something to do with the way the game calculates where fins are, but then I don't know, because the AIM-9B equivalent, that guide's fine, mostly. They're not amazing. I can actually show you them. Wait. Oh, for fuck. Okay, or why not? This thing, the Adder 9, which is the default inbuilt missile. And you can see it's very simple. It's 6 seconds at 10. It's also got an infrared direct guidance warhead. Overall, in actual practicality, it's very similar to the M58. Mostly because that is a copy of, I think, an AIM-9J, and this thing is a copy of an AIM-4. Not really a copy, but you can definitely tell that they are very similar weapon systems. I mean, you can definitely tell these are very similar weapon systems overall. But for some reason, this thing flies relatively normally, even though you can clearly see that these are the maneuvering canards. And in fact, these are fixed. Like on the real AIM-9, these maneuver as well, but no. In this game's version of the AIM-9, they don't. So you'd think they'd be broadly similar, considering that the engine power is similar. The weight is actually very similar as well. If you look at it, the AIM-9, definitely not AIM-9, is only 95 kilos. I think it's actually 85 kilos, which is strangely a lot lighter than the real AIM-9, which I think comes around 96 kilograms. But the M58, that's a missile that weighs about. That's not the correct thing to do. That's a missile that weighs only around. This is 55, this is around 27, and this is around 13 kilo. So, slightly heavier than this thing, which you'd think would mean that they'd fly broadly similarly, like they're very clearly in the same weight class. I don't know why they don't fly normally, though. Get ready for this stream to just be me doing this, by the way. You have been warned. Continue at your own peril only. And there she is. There he is, I guess. Do not pull extremely high angle attack maneuvers with this thing. It's maneuverable for what it is. It's not maneuverable enough to be pulling stunts like that. Like, it doesn't have super maneuverability or anything. Seems we're gonna overshoot, so that's fine. Cut the afterburner. Get the AIM 9B up and running. Start pulling some lead behind it. Ooh, it's not looking too well. And the missile's away. Right, you can see it guides in very nicely. Nothing particularly difficult. Does maybe it's not gonna reach the target. That's a definite possibility. No, it did just about reach the target. So, perfectly fine. Let's see what this thing does. You can see it has a strange amount of drag on it. For a missile, it really shouldn't be having that much drag, but... Alright, I guess... I think they said something about the sleeve being effective to cancel out drag, but... I don't recall, honestly. It's anybody's guess. Alright, let's try to find the drone here. We don't pull as much AOA as humanly possible. 9 Gs and 20 degrees of AOA. Yeah, take that, Eurofighter. Eat your heart out. And yeah, I know, it's very... not the most stable platform. But you'd think minor oscillations like this wouldn't necessarily, and off yonder it goes to do fucking that. Yeah, needless to say, not great. And by not great, I mean awful. Like, genuinely awful. I don't know why it does that, because you can see it's not a particularly insane missile design, and it doesn't even look particularly strange for what it is. Some fucking reason, it just doesn't like to work. We may never know. It's a mystery, honestly, why this doesn't work even slightly. Now, excuse me while I landed the definitely not unholy love child of a fucking Hornet and a flanker. Thing looks so cursed. Don't know why I'm getting frame drops as well, not quite sure about that. Hey here, buddy. You can see the thing is maneuverable enough to basically become a telephone pole. It's a bit too maneuverable because it's losing control. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, that's good. Tried to land the thing, but that was a very satisfying thud sound, but yeah. As you can tell, something ain't right with the boy. Something ain't right with the boy whatsoever. And I cannot for the fucking life of me tell you what's the problem with it. I mean, I've asked on the Discord. That didn't work. I have no clue what could be causing it. Roll rate, no, we already tried it with 0 roll permission, I guess. Whatever. I don't know, honestly. I really have no clue. As you can see, it's just wildly spinning for no particular reason. Seemingly, the placement of the canards isn't particularly relevant. I've already tried it with forward-facing canards. It was no more stable there. I have no clue how or what you're even supposed to do in this. It's like, I don't know. What am I supposed to do with this thing? Also, I like how I already burnt through 5% of my fuel. This thing chugs fuel like a MiG-29, and that's not a good thing. And now we just wait and ask ourselves where the fucking drone is. I guess second drone. Maybe, aha, there's the second drone. Unfortunately, most of my critiques of the game are still very much withstanding, insofar as it's not really a game, is it? It's a very fun toy to play around with, maybe. Let's just try it like that. Like, relatively calm, relatively normal. Against a target that is not pulling G, going fast with plenty of energy to get the missile, in a stable platform, more or less. You'd really think with everything it'd be fine. Let's get it one. Yep. Nope. It's doing that. You can see it's like pivoting. It's not even pivoting where the seekers are. For some reason, it's pivoting slightly behind the missile, roughly around here. For some reason, it's pivoting like 10 centimeters behind the actual body of the missile, which that is neither the center of gravity, which is somewhere around here behind the brown line, nor the center of pressure, which is somewhere in front of this brown line here. Which, in case you're interested, yes, I did go through the pain of calculating it in Open Rocket to see where the center of both mass and stability is, taking into account the approximate weight of components. This is a very stable aerodynamic design, and you can see it, unpowered, without guidance. It's having minimal difficulties doing anything. Like, this is a stable, conventional design, should not be having difficulty doing anything. If anything, the MiG-21 should be the problem. The AIM-9, but why did I say MiG-21? My brain thought of something that looks like a pencil with a motor on the back and decided, yep, AIM-9, MiG-21, it's the same thing. Anyway, yes, to be funny and all that. I don't know why it's doing that. Why it's rotating behind both the center of aerodynamic pressure and gravity, so mass. How it's doing that, and least of all, why. You can see it, roll rate really does nothing to help. If anything, it aggravates the issue. It's a really strange problem to have, I fully admit. No, we're gonna overshoot. Oh my. Air brake, air brake, air brake. No, not the gear, that's the wrong button. Okay, yep. The fly-by-wire on this thing can be considered atrocious, because they didn't bother to put the correct limits on it, I think. I remember it used to fly a lot better than this shit. Also, yeah, the on-hand flying is not really doing it here. Boy likes to pull a lot of AOA, what can I say? But yeah, there's no good reason why this missile shouldn't, as far as I can see, be flying. I've seen what other people have done in the Discord, and broadly, they've done the same thing I have. So I really do not see what I've done so differently as to warrant completely different result. Certainly not a missile doing that stupid spastic shit. The only thing I think I saw even approximate to what I'm seeing is in Hatchbits' stream yesterday, which is I don't recall how he solved it. I don't think I was there to see him solve it. I really have no clue. That fucker maneuvered. Oh yeah, this thing has ramp intakes, but they don't work because I didn't program them. Because they didn't set them up correctly. I say technically it is programming, but not in the conventional sense. I like the bottom of this thing. It looks very aggressive. Top, not so much. You can really see how misproportioned it is, being that it's far too large and far too small for what it is. This is something that's actually shorter than F-16, so it gives some context as to the size of it. This is something approximately the size of an F5, in case you're interested. It just looks a lot bigger than it is because of the twin engines and all that. The engines aren't even that big if you actually look at them. Neither here nor there, really. And it's not like gimbal limits the problem either. This missile has plenty of gimbal. My missile, the M58, has plenty of gimbal. It's, again, perfectly conventional in its flight everything. There's really very little interesting to say about it. What the fuck happened to you? That was quite cinematic. Hell yeah. Let's go, boys, in my unfinished cockpit that I didn't bother to finish. That I didn't bother to make. Don't worry about it. Honestly, I mean, talk about rearwards visibility in this bit. Right? I can see the sky and the universe behind me. Oh god. I really should fix the broken fly-by-wire of this thing, but that's not what we're here for. That's not what we're here for. Again, I really don't know why it's doing this. I have no clue. So, I'm not really sure why it's doing that. Mysteries of our time that we shan't figure out ever, for any reason, at any point. Least of all me. I hate figuring things out. They're stupid. I will never figure anything out. Anyway, I see a lot of people in the Discord for the game are having quite a bit of fun, but you know, I'm kind of struggling, if you will. Which, to be clear, I don't think that's an attack or an insult to anyone. I understand that it's not particular to develop a game. Not particularly easy. It's very difficult to develop a game. It's just, I really wish it was a bit better. Or at least that I could actually get some documentation as to how the game actually calculates anything, because why would the pivot point be 10 centimeters behind the engine? Why would it be doing that? For any reason? I don't know. I don't know. Because you can see here, yeah, it's not a particularly sensitive seeker, but it's a perfectly fine seeker with fine enough gimbal limit and search angles. And you can see it a few times it tracks. Its problem isn't the seeker head, it's the kinematic something. I'm not really sure. That's the problem. If I knew what it was, it wouldn't be a problem. But just it doesn't work for some reason. I'd love to know why. And as you've seen, just slapping two canards on the front doesn't solve the problem. It's still just as unstable. I mean, I don't know. What if I gave it like 30 Gs of pull? Maybe with 30 Gs, it would work maybe a bit tiny. Give it 10 roll as well, just to see what it does. Obviously, this is nonsensical. Why would you give something that is very clearly an equivalent to the Phoenix, granted a fair bit bigger than the still. It's equivalent to the Phoenix, and give it the kinematics of a. How would you even give it the kinematics of a Magic 1? Doesn't really make sense, but you know, who knows? Maybe it's just G-rate. I don't know. I don't know why it's not particularly working well. Maybe we'll find out one day. And then everybody will be happy. Sorry if I seem a bit negative, it's really driving me up a wall that I cannot for the life of me figure out what the hell is wrong with the missile. I spy with my little eye a sussy little drone fucker somewhere yonder in the mountain over there. Maybe? Question mark. Aha, okay. Here she cometh. Try not to pull actually biblical amounts of AoA for once. M58 selected. Nope. Nope, it's still just as fucked in the head. Can you see the problem? Why does it normalize once the fucking motor burns out? Why does it do that? Why does it oh, I'm gonna crash, ain't I? Why does it do that? When the motor dies out, it suddenly flies fine, which you wouldn't expect for, I don't know, a missile that isn't aerodynamically stable for one. But nope. No, it's stable, alright? It just doesn't like to fucking fly correctly for some reason. Anyway, it's time to look at that. That's an interesting missile. This is the missile thingy. What do you call it? This is how much damage the missile does. It does a lot of damage, in case it's not obvious enough. The blue is, as far as I understand, the proximity fuse. The orange is just the pure blast from like the actual pressure wave, and then the ginormous cone is the fragmentation layer forms. As you can see, plenty of fragments to be had, which makes sense. This is 7 kilos of TNT equivalent. That is a pretty nice warhead. The one on the AIM-9B in real life was around, I think, 8 kilos of TNT equivalent, so near identical to an AIM-9B's warhead, which the AIM-9B has no problem killing things. Again, this is something with a 20 centimeter diameter, so 200 millimeters. The AIM-9B is 150 millimeters, to be clear, so this thing is not small, and it does not have a problem. Work for me, I don't know if it will help with your missile, but making the thrust curve start lower, and then, yes. I also thought that was a problem, but I tested it at some point. It didn't really work too well, but I guess you might. Sure, you know what? Let's just see. How low can we get the thrust curve currently? I know, then and then like that. Like there you go. So it increases over time and then it burns hard. Maybe not. Maybe you are correct. Maybe that is the problem. Because, you know, blast flight. Look at it. You can see the pitch control. Like it goes. And then you can see the G's it's pulling. Like Do I need to explain that this is not something that should be happening at all? For some reason, you can see the initial pitch response the second the engine turns on is just hard immediately, as much pitch as humanly possible. And then it kind of goes, then it tries to normalize, but it's already thrown itself out of a window, so it just overcorrects continuously. And I have no clue why it does that. But you know what? Maybe the thrust curve will make a difference. Maybe I'm just being a bit of an asshole here. Let's see. It might just be something with how I made the missile. I don't know. I started off with the like seeker head because that's the part I'm interested in, and then I work my way backwards. So maybe that's the problem, but that doesn't make any sense. If anything, you'd think that would mean that the center of simulation, I guess, if not the center of gravity, would be. I think the game. Yep, the game just the game exploded. That's something I've also seen with the update. Instability. It has. It's not an insane amount of instability. I haven't encountered any other crashes beyond the fact that if your aircraft gets damaged, the game explodes. Beyond that fact, I haven't seen many problems. There's still some of the, you know, limited limited thing, but to be clear, I don't think that's necessarily um a problem. You know what? Maybe this thing will be nicer to fly. Who knows? It's certainly more of a finished aircraft altogether. Maybe this thing will be better as a gunnery platform and swivel less. This is one of my favorite cockpits, along with the 116. That's definitely not an F-106 whatsoever. Promise, guys. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's the hard points. Maybe I can just shove the missile on the body, and I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that before. Why did it only spawn one missile? What a strange thing that's happening. Anyway, yes, maybe the problem is the fact that it's on like a launch rail. Well, you think then the problem would be on the as much on the AIM-9B as it would be on the this thing, but who knows? Maybe that is the problem. Maybe I'm just stupid. Let's just shove it down again, and then add a point at this point to go until it burns to 80 at 3 seconds. So it will rapidly increase thrust from a relatively low standpoint and then gradually increase thrust up to around 8 for 8 seconds burn time. 20 kilonewtons is not particularly much for a missile of this size. Well, it's actually, this is a long burn time, like, but I guess you can't control the fuel. That's the one thing I've kind of been disappointed with. There is no guidance delay, which I think would solve this problem. There's only a wholesale, like everything delay, which is this thing, the launch delay for staging, which is just seeker guidance and motor. That's not how missiles work in real life. Like they have intentionally, this is something because I've read about the early design of a lot of missiles, including a few British missiles. Um, one of the big problems they found was that the early analog computers would catastrophically overcorrect immediately upon launch. So what they would do is they would let the missile sink a bit and only engage the computer after about a second to a second and a half, at which point the computer and onboard sensors would have stopped being so extreme and the missile wouldn't catastrophically overcorrect and destabilize itself effectively. Let's just give it 15 G's of pull just to see what it would do. Oh no, that's roll rate. This is just give it 15 G's of pull just to see what it's gonna do. Maybe it's gonna work. Maybe it's not. Hopefully it does work. I'm really hoping. But yeah, that's like if I had a guidance delay feature, because it has a warhead arming delay, and it has a staging delay for when the motor cuts in, doesn't cut out, cut in, but it doesn't have a guidance delay, which again I like that literally the point why guidance delays were introduced on missiles was that the early analog computers inside of them would catastrophically overcorrect given the circumstances. Oh yeah, but honestly, I don't know. What was I on about? Oh yeah, the game doesn't let you choose which kind of rocket motor you have. It just has a rocket motor that burns some non-specific fuel. Don't know why it does that, but okay. You know, I don't know what kind of fuel it is. Oh yeah, I forgot this thing also doesn't like to fly very straight. Meanwhile, I molest the keys. Because, you know, the early AIM-9B used a pretty simple propellant. I think it was some kind of ethanol mix, if I recall correctly, or... No, it was some kind of solid. Excuse me, it was some kind of solid propellant. I just don't recall what it was. But it gave around, I think, 12 kilonewtons, which is also something that the game, for some reason, gives it less. I, I guess to compensate for the fact that the missile is lighter than it would be in real life. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. This shit's fucked up. This shit fucked up. And we're gonna overshoot a lot. What the fuck is it doing? They're not put pressure damping. I didn't pressure damp it. Alright, yep, okay. Um, give me a minute. 0.05 maybe? Because you want to damp you on pitch a bit more. Uh, I mean, I doubt it would have made a difference, just for posterity's sake, you know? Um, Because, you know, depending on the composition of the motor, the propellant can burn harder or slower. The overall net thrust obviously should be the same. That's mainly just the amount of chemical times the value, the energetic value of the chemical, which is to say that the, you know, this thing is a lot less stable than I remember it. Anyway, yeah, depending on, actually depending on a lot of things, depending on grain size for one. Wait, you have like a few slots there, missile, because don't have any aerodynamic or drag. I'm pretty sure they do have aerodynamics. I have heard that you're supposed to put... I do know you're supposed to nominally put a... Well, not nominally supposed to, but like people do put sleeves on missiles, but as far as I understand, that's to limit drag. Because you can clearly see there is aerodynamic something going on here. Huh. Maybe 10% dampening wasn't particularly a good idea. Deploy the air brake. Fuck, wrong direction. No, it's the correct direction. Aha, yes, as usual, I'm so smart. At least it will be a more stable platform now. Think about it. That's some real shit. I don't know if putting a sleeve on it suddenly gonna make it work correctly. I mean, if that was all that it took, I'd be... Why isn't my control getting back? Being given back? What the hell's going on? Maybe I put a bit far too much pressure damping on the everything, on the everything. We're gonna crash, aren't we? Uh, oh no, wait, my control's back. That's right, baby. We back in control. Now, this pressure dampening stuff's really a bit extreme. I mean, this thing isn't particularly maneuverable. I'm pretty sure I heard at some point, though I could be wrong. No, I've been looking at the discussion because I've asked for help on the actual game. Um, what's it called? Like on the Discord. But from what I've seen, a sleeve does help because for some reason, like the components that are not the head of the missile cause exponentially more drag than they're supposed to. Not exponentially, but a significant amount more drag than they're supposed to for some reason. Apparently, putting a sleeve does away with that, which okay. I don't know enough about how the game works. So I doubt anybody does, but you know, I don't know enough about how the game works to comment on that. I guess I could try putting a sleeve on it. I don't really know. I mean, the only other person who I've seen have a similar issue with me is, again, Hatchbits when he was streaming yesterday. His solution, as far as I recall, was just to up the G load. And that apparently solved it, and get rid of the billion fins he had behind the missile. I'm somewhat skeptical that's gonna work in my case, though. You know, I don't know. I made one more missile, one very big missile, that I forgot to save because I'm very smart. But that thing flew without a problem. That thing flew nicely. Granted, it was an unguided ground-to-air rocket that weighed 8 tons, but hey, it's still a missile, technically. You know. That thing flew fine, so why isn't my thing flying fine, huh? Top 10 questions the liberals can't answer. The liberals. But you can see, I mean, I upped at one point, I significantly upped the amount of geoload that the missile would take, and it just didn't do anything. So I really have no clue what's going on. If this doesn't work, I'm just giving up for now, and on the M58, and I'm just gonna go the fun time show where I do fun things. Yep. Yep. That's not good. That's not how it's supposed to work, silly Billy missile. You see, like, it does that stupid shit for some reason. It just... What are you doing? Behave, beast of hell. Behave, creature of sin. May you be damned 1,000 years. Anyway, enough about molding. Oh, enough molding about things. Let's actually be productive today, because me complaining probably isn't going to make the game any more fun. Where's the bit where it becomes a cone? Here, that's the cone area, I think. Yeah. No, not quite. This part? No, this part's also... What the fuck do you mean this is not a circle? Not a circle at all, actually. Is it not a circle? I fuck with the scale, uh-huh. I can... Yep. Top 10 me moments. This shit. So what? We're going to point 15 for the radar. Radar, get in there. 68's a bit too much. Let's go 60. That is fine within the fuselage, I guess. That looks fine enough, I guess. Bit strange they have like radar simulated, but this is a synthetic aperture radar. This is pretty advanced for the time, you know. This is supposed to be I guess if your start point is 1974, necessarily you have to have a pretty advanced radar, but this is not an aircraft from 1974. this is this is the opposite of an aircraft from 1974. Um, this is from the early 60s, maybe. So I'd really like to see just like a conventional dish antenna with a transmitter and not like. What's strange is I don't see any actual transmitter antennas. Like I see the receiving elements. These are what's it called? Transistors, something emitter. The electrical components. This is effectively a small radar dish on itself, and this was a precursor to active array radars. But I don't see the antenna on it, so who knows what that does. I do like the fact that you can actually set radar power. I wonder what the ANAPQ 120 this actual power rating is. AN/APQ 120. ANAPQ 120 radar family. Let's see, because we're very clearly modeling it off an F4E here. X-band solid state radar, that's very slick. Radar bands, L-band, actually. Oh, yeah, it's an I-band set. Makes sense. I don't know why the IEEE, for some reason, has different fucking properties than the, yeah, it's an I-band set with a parabolic reflector antenna, 33-inch diameter.
That's 60 and of around 60 centimeters, if you didn't know.
What's this? Radar power. Oh, fuck me, I guess they don't know with the radar power. Weird because some of my light missiles also do the weird floppy thing, but only like one and it's more violent. Never had issues at lower speed. I don't know. I have nearly a clue as to what is happening. Um, I'm currently looking radartutorial.eu and it doesn't have much information on the. Like, I know it's an I-band set. Fun fact, this is also an I-band set. Up to in between 8 kilohertz and 10 kilohertz is an I-band set. This is, I think, smack dab in the middle. Let's give it a bit more power. Let's put it at 9,800. To be very interesting now. Excuse me while I dig around to try to find out what the F4's peak power was. Well, average mean power. I actually have no clue what the power setting even means in this context because it's clearly a watt, which makes sense. What does that mean? Why is it so difficult to find concrete information on the fucking radar? What the hell? That's also one thing I don't like about the update. Like, what does range mean? Or rather, distance. Oh, it says. Like 5 meters square target. Okay. But, like, you know, is this average power, peak power? What are we talking about here? Frequency makes sense, unless you're doing frequency hopping. Uh, Max angle, for instance. That, to my understanding, is just the gimbal limit for the actual radar, except I think it's just the horizontal gimbal limit. Oh, hope your missile gets working, but I gotta do stuff. Yeah, see ya. Good luck. Anyway, back to the discussion I was having with myself before you rudely interrupted my schizophrenic rant. What does max angle and search angle mean? Because max angle, you'd think, for instance, if it was, I don't know, 65 degrees, does that mean it's 65 degrees? Is the radar gimbal 65 degrees off bore sight? Or is the radar gimbal 65 degrees in total, as in 32.5 degrees off bore sight? Just that kind of stuff that really needs documentation, I guess. I understand that this is a dev mode and that they'll probably push more quality of life features. It's just kind of like the same as the missiles. I'd like to know what's happening, kinda. Is basically the thing I'm reiterating continuously, like a spastic. And what does search angle mean? Like what does search angle mean in this context? Does it mean the individual search area? Like the horizontal search area? Does it mean the vertical search area? Like, what's one bar of horizontal search? Is it like if I say 15, is one bar going to be 15 and then 15 again and then 15 again until I hit 65? Or is like what does 15 degrees mean in this context? I kind of have a vague idea of what it is, as in the the thing. Also, I'm pretty sure both of these are off bore sight, so that this is actually scanning a 30-degree area, and that the max is 130 degrees, which we're going to push that up to 70. So it's 140 degrees, as in the radar can gimbal horizontally up to 70 degrees, although with this thing it would have no issue. Honestly, I think it could gimbal easily up to 90 degrees if necessary, but I'm going to keep it to 70 for posterity's sake, I guess. My stream just died. Why did that happen? Same with the search degree. What does search degree mean? If I do 30, does that mean it's searching a 60-degree pattern? I think that's what it means. I don't know. No track while scan, continuous illumination. Would it do frequency hopping? I honestly have no clue. Helmet site, 0 data link targets. Data link is capable of happening at any moment. Well, this thing certainly wouldn't. It's a pretty simple 60s radar, obviously. Let's see. Why can I not fucking, for the life of me, find the god danged fucking uh what's it called, the power settings of an AN APG? Huh? Who decided that? Who decided that? Evil, evil. Why wouldn't they just give me good information, freely and publicly available about aircraft specifications? Huh? Huh? Bitch ass nigga. I say bitch ass nigga. Was this beacon frequency? The radar frequency was 937. Fixed radar type B scope. B scope search. B scope track. What a B scope search. Where the fuck did you do that? Azimuth. Oh, its azimuth in track was 120 degrees. That's very strange. Is it really not going to tell me the power fucking settings for this thing? Come on. How difficult is it to find power settings for a fucking radar? You know what? Fuck it. We're balling here. We're gonna ball until we have 70 degrees against a 5-meter target. That did nothing. 3,000 watts? That kind of works. Yay. Okay, so relatively simple radar. We have a relatively simple radar here. We have a battery. Not the biggest battery, but it's got 41 kilowatt hours, so can run this thing for how many minutes? A few minutes. Do both engines have an alternator? I do wonder. They do have an alternator. That's good. You know what? Fuck it. Let's develop a missile. Let's develop a semi-active radar homing missile for one. Let's develop a big fuck semi-active radar homing missile. Like, I don't know. 335 centimeters. There you go, a real fucking chunk of a missile. If the small ones don't work, the large ones will. I'll be damned if they don't. 0.8 maybe? 0. That's a bit too small. Let's just go with 0.8. And we shall see and have it be semi-active radar homing with an effective distance of I don't know, 14 kilometers, I guess, front aspect, with a gimbal limit of 35 degrees, sure, and it's gonna lead the target because it's a radar missile. And it's also so fucking big you'd hope it would. With a 1 second loss time, just so it doesn't immediately explode. And we're getting to this later. Right, onwards to the warhead. I really thought they would add like 35 centimeters, and honestly, it doesn't even need to be big. We can just do this, and it's still a 23 kilo warhead, so I'm gonna make it even smaller. 3, there you go, there is your 15 kilo warhead equivalent. Cone, 360 degrees. Oh god, no. Oh, focus. Focus me. Ah, it makes it so it's denser and pink. I have no clue. Explosive is just a boom. Fragmentation is that. Continuous rod warhead is, yep, exactly what I thought. And shaped charge is for anti-tank work, you'd hope. Let's do fragmentation and let's. Oh my god, my frames. I done sinned. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Why is the game having a heart attack? Yeah, oh god. Oh, I guess I'm just not allowed to look at a specific part of the screen, it seems. What happened to my fucking missile? Where did it go? They stole my fucking warhead. Oh no. What? I'm stupid. I'm very stupid. I'm very stupid. How did you know? There you go. Fragmentation with 60-degree cone off here. I guess if I focus. No, focused apparently does that. Good to know. And a 12-meter proximity warhead. I presume radar warhead? I presume. What type of proximity fuse would this have? Huh. Questions, questions. Pretty big proximity fuse. Honestly, do we want a continuous rod warhead? That might honestly be more effective. Let's just do continuous rod. 12 meters fuse. Yeah, that's fine. It's probably, I mean, it's probably going to detonate either way if it slams head on into something. So, guaranteeing a big old kill radius is probably a bit more beneficial. You can see, ooh, it's a continuous rod of projectile. That's so cool. That big boy. Anyway, onto the missile motor. How long is this currently? It's 0.3 plus 0. We're gonna do 0.7 so I don't have to think about it anymore. And then this thing. Now we're cooking with gas here, buddy. Now this thing. Wait. 35. The fucking show to a missile. And then 4.5. So it's 3.5 meters in the. Oh my god. That is an ICBM. Well, not quite an ICBM. That's large. That's large, is what that is, That's all that. That is incredibly. Also, I don't know what max thrust in kilonewtons means. Is it peak power? Is it cumulative power? Is it a 16 by 36 seconds kilonewtons of thrust? Or is it not that? Like, what does 16 mean in this context? If I slammed 48 kilonewtons and it's still gonna burn for 16 seconds, oh my fucking god. Like, what does that mean? Is what I'm trying to say. Because if it's 80 times 10, which is what I think it means, that's firstly an obscene amount of thrust, but secondarily, is that what happens? Let me. I can actually calculate this if I wasn't completely retarded. Oh my. Only I had a brain. Oh no. Sorry, just checking to see if somebody said anything, but no, mostly not. That's fine. Yeah, that's okay. What was on about? Ah, yes, calculating whether I'm dense or not. I was calculate the total thrust, if this is what I think it is, by 10.8. Let's put it to 10 kilonewtons now. So this is 864. Remember that, gamers. Remember that. Now, 10 by 49 is 490. No, it's not. That's not even half. I have no clue what this is, what the max thrust is. Is that the total thrust that the missile outputs? Is that not the total thrust? Who fucking knows? Also, why is the guidance section so small? I just realized. Like, for a missile this big, I guess you could shove it in. It's 350 millimeters. This is the the fucking diameter of an anti-ship rocket at this point. But you know, we not talk about it. We not talk about it. I'm peeking out. So cute. 35 and my chud fucking fins. What the fuck? What would it be like? What would 25 centimeters be? 55? Yeah, that's actually quite small. Go 75. That's a bit more reasonable sized, I think. Yeah, that's reasonably sized for what we're looking at. Now, get your ass back. Get your ass back. You're not running. You're not running. You're not allowed to run. You're getting your ass handed to you. You're getting diddled. Let's just make it hot pink. Nah, fuck it. We're making it red. We ball in this house. Right, so that's one set of fins. Next set's probably going to be in the middle. Because those are just going to be the actually lifting fins. That's right. I remembered. Very good at it. 35 and then like 125, I guess. That's fine. Excuse the autosave, this is gonna take a while. Yeah, that honestly looks fine, and then the root chord's probably gonna be like 50, give or take. Please stop doing that. That's a bit too big. That's a bit too big. 120. That's a bit too small. Fucking with me. 150. That kind of looks fine. Honestly, that looks. That's perfectly fine. Maybe. Then minus, I don't know, 100. That's reverse engineering an AS20. An AS30, I guess. Yep. Minus 50. I know what it was going for, honestly. Yeah. And then we'll have another set of fins guiding in the back. Hitting it from the back, if you will. So it looks like a very stupidly large R24. Wait, what's the what's the AA5 Ash? That's what I'm looking at. AA5 Ash, ashing these nuts in your mouth. Aha! I'm so entertaining. The R4. How large is the R4? I do wonder. How large is the R4? Because this thing's 4.5 meters by 350. The R4 is similar to the R40. You're not gonna tell me. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. I'm I'm calling the police. I'm calling Jesus. He's gonna come and he's gonna slap your ass. Somehow bigger than my shit fuck of a missile. No, no, it's not. It's 310 millimeters in diameter, but it is 2 meters longer than my chode of a fucking thing. Oh my! Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I promise. I promise you. Yeah, honestly, sure. Let's make a fucking a juiced up R40. How heavy is this thing? I'm just realizing. That's 42 kilos. The warhead itself, that's oh, that's only 50 kilo. What does 657 mean in context? And this thing is, a casual 400 kilo. So weight, yeah, we're basically identical to an R4. Would listen, if the small missiles are unstable, we ain't using small missiles, I guess, at that point. Fuck it. We ball. Let's get a second set of fins up and at the back. Maybe not there. Maybe honestly, yeah, you know what? Fuck it there. What does the ash look like? That's what the ash looks like. Yep. That's a very plain looking ash looking ash. Mine is 55. Honestly, that looks basically exactly what I wanted to have, like what I wanted to have. And you are getting 120. We're gonna do something very strange here. You're not gonna believe what we're gonna do here, baby. We're gonna narrow the tip chord up to 8. But honest, why did I put you to 40? What the fuck was I doing? 30, I guess. We stop doing that. Yeah, that's kind of fine size wise. And then we're gonna just do -2. Honestly, you know what? We might do 2 because it would. That kind of looks exactly like a 1. Let's see. You know what? Let's just do 0. Yeah, that looks fine. This is the M489 Boo Boo Bubble. Very, very famous missile if you know your history. It has inertial IOG. You know what? With a missile as large as this, fuck yeah, it has IOG. And it has 25 kilometers of range. Because let's be real, this thing is not going to be limited by kinematics. Guidance time, 80 seconds. Launch delay, 1 second. Warhead arming delay, I think I set that up already. Right? Yeah, 1.5 seconds, just so it doesn't blow the fucking plane apart. Lost time is 1 second. With IOG, could it reasonably? Yeah, with IOG, it could reasonably sustain the loss in tracking. So maybe like 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds lost time between losing lock and regaining lock. Because this is a large enough weapon that this is actually a bit too large for this plane. I'm pretty sure. Like this is very, very big, very big, very big boy. There you go. So 3.5 seconds in, it gains that, and then we're going to do that. And then we're going up to 90 here at 5.5 seconds. And for the next 14 seconds, it's going to just burn. Motherfucker. Hopefully that's going to make it actually function a tiny bit. But I think this might be arguably, well, it's not the biggest missile I made because I made that an actual joke of a missile back. But this is the first functioning missile I think I made. Certainly with a fucking 14 kilo, say 14 kilo is not, 14 kilo TNT equivalent for a missile this large is not actually that impressive. We'll just pretend that the warhead's small so that the guidance section can be big. Let's just pretend like that's the case here. Listen, if this doesn't work, I'm killing myself on stream immediately. That's a joke. Do not take that out of context. That is a joke. Two of these are so heavy, they're probably going to significantly impede my actual ability to do anything with them. I'm going to name this EM64. EM64, yeah, sure. EM64A. I don't think I'm going to be making an IR version of this. What would an IR version of this even look like? No. So hard point for tail, and I can shove two on a missile. Is that too close? That might be too close, actually. Yeah, there you go. That's fine. There's a bit in. Hopefully it's gonna work. And then we do you. And then we do you. And we do a you. Yes, it spawned two missiles in. Heheheha. Oh my god, I can see the fucking center of mass of the entire aircraft moving. Oh my god, it's... Oh... This is... Listen, you know what? Fuck them. Fuck them. We ball in this house. Fuck them. We ball. If this doesn't work, I am crying. I am shitting and I am crying. You have been warned. Doo-doo is gonna be coming out if this does not work. You have been warned. Did I set it to lead target? I think I set it to lead target. Let's hope I set it to lead target. I'm not gonna bother checking. I never check. I hate check. I hate Czech people. I hope the entire country of Czechia explodes. Now the question, gentlemen, is whether this fucking thing can take off under its own weight or not. I'm pretty sure that this is a cube-sized fucking... Oh, you can see the suspensions a bit. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit loaded. An insignificant bit loaded. Oh my fucking god. This thing is... If this takes off, I am going to be astounded. Needless to say, this is not... This is... I'm grinning ear to ear building super heavy missiles. I think I found my... I mean, I already like very heavy missiles, but... It can take off under its own power. Ladies and gentlemen, it's actually capable of taking off under its own power. It can barely fucking fly under it, but it can technically. Jesus fucking Christ, look at it. I'm grinning ear to ear. I think I've found one of my favorite things to do, and it's making ginormous missiles that can counter everything. Also, my game is fucking, like, fucking bad. Foresight? No, search. I really think I should have not done this, or rather, reduce the dampening that you receive at high speed. I can speak. As you can see, the yaw is fine, just the pitch that doing anything, and this isn't a maneuverable aircraft to begin with. So it's approaching me. Oh, you poor thing. Oh, you. Well, I'm gonna overshoot. I cannot. I cannot. Deploy the flaps. Deploy the flaps. We're doing insane AOA pulls now. Top 10 AOA pulls of all time. Fuck, we missed. We missed it. Okay. Never mind. He's running away. Somebody get him. Thankfully, I have 2 anti-ship missiles strapped to the fucking bottom of my ass. This is the size of a Cage 38, isn't it? Isn't it? I'm just realizing I. The drone's maneuvering against me. He's fucking maneuvering. Somebody lock him up quickly. Lock him up quickly. God damn it! Lock the fucker up. Lock him up. Oh, it worked before. Why isn't it working now? I can't. What? Fuck it. Disengage. We're coming back around. If we don't fall out the air first, that's a thing. I don't like that. I really need to sort out this pitch thing. No, this isn't good. Let's just go into fucking bore side mode. Not. Wish you could toggle like an ACM mode, like maybe a toolbox, and then have the games. My game's not doing too well. My game's not doing too well. I don't know why, but yeah, it's not doing great. Let's just break off and then re-engage at some point down the line. I think we made enough. Certainly with a missile this large, it's not gonna have trouble reaching pretty much anything. So large, I'm not never tired of looking at it. It's so good looking. I love large missiles and I cannot lie. Also, yeah, you can see that the target. And is it locking the target up? Have I locked the target? Let's just hope I locked the target up. Nope, it's not. I'm clicking. It ain't working. I'm crying, I'm shitting, I'm shaking. I should be very easily able to lock at this point, but I think the game is just broken. Maybe Alt to force a lock? Nope. Not doing anything. Come on, lock it up, you piece of shit. Lock it up. Lock the target up. Not that difficult. Lock the target. God fuck. Do I need trackball scan? Can I not lock targets that are not in trackball scan? Because I've had. If that's the case, well, wow, this was really under fucking cooked. Alright, no, I shouldn't have done that. I need to get rid of the pressure damping, or not get rid of it, significantly reduce it. That's what we're gonna say. Significantly reduce the pressure damping. 0.05 maybe even less than that, maybe 0.03. And we're gonna take off. Honestly, it's a miracle that this thing can even take off with that much, with 2 tons of weight under, well, a ton of weight additionally. And just 2 missiles. You know. Yeah, 0.0, no, 0.03, and 0.03. Alright. Cool. Good. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Close up the cockpit, F2, F3. The game's not working. Because I was tabbed out, that's why I know. Foresight search off. Let's go into search. Maybe do foresight. Go into search this now. First get this pig airborne. Then we're gonna talk about everything. Flaps to take off. The EEA with this thing is incredibly high. Flaps to 0. Flying. Let's target drones. One's one direction. Because the other didn't. Because I was flying away from it. And it's push the rate. What happened? And am I pressing the wrong fucking button? No. I'm pressing T like a maniac. Fast track once again. It should be picking up targets. Maybe we're going into guns. Ooh, I'm gonna overshoot. Very badly. Aha! We've gotten a guns kill. I think that the missile doesn't fucking work. Off foresight. Let's just do that. It, for some reason, I mean, I recorded the video with it fucking working fine. I don't know why it doesn't work now, but okay. Am I supposed to click on the number, on the name? I don't understand. It's so confusing. I'm pressing T. I'm pressing that's flares. That's T. Y switches it off. Alt T maybe? No. It just doesn't work. I demand explanations from everybody under the sun. I clearly have continuous wave illumination on. I don't know if it's not working. In boresight mode, I'm clicking like a maniac. Alt-T like a maniac. Let's just fire one and see what happens. Bowl. There he goes. Oh my god, that's, don't think that's supposed to be happening. Yeah, I think the update might be undercooked. I'm getting this very strange feeling that the update might be just a little bit undercooked. For some reason, just don't know why. Fuck me, I guess. Maybe if I fire it close enough as a dumbfire rocket, it will just annihilate the enemy. There you go. Off the missile goes, and it's not gonna have enough time to arm. Almost like it was made explicitly not to. Ooh, that's not good. That's not what you're supposed to be doing, silly Billy. Yeah, I think the update might be it's definitely good that it's in the development stage at this point still. I can definitely tell you that. Yeah. That's really good. Needs a tiny bit of work, I feel. Just a teensy tiny bit of work. You can see with how large the cruciform wings are, by the way, that... Excuse me while my... Oh, what the fuck just happened? Uh-huh. Yep. I understand what's going on completely at this point. Why is my camera rotating with the mist? This is the cinematic shot you've all been waiting for, baby. Did that crash into something? What the fuck's going on? Anyway, so... You know... Okay. Yeah, alright. That's good. That's good. Okay. Yep. You know what? Why not? Why not? Why not? Indeed, why not? Maybe the IR version's gonna work a bit better, maybe not. I'm just throwing shit at the wall, desperately hoping something sticks in case you haven't noticed. Going good. Again, I'm pretty sure that this is also a perfectly stable aerodynamic design, so I really have no clue why it's doing whatever the fuck it's doing, to be blunt. Flaps into that into that, engines on. Oh god, it's getting very late here. I think I'm gonna have to call it soon. Easy shit, fuck, one I got for my fucking moving. Get that gear up, get those flaps in before they rip. Thankfully that's not a thing, I think. That would be very terrible for me if it was, because I'm an idiot. Continuously forget that. Let's see if maybe now we have a chance of actually hitting a target. Hopefully with the IR guidance. IR guidance by definition is far to forget, so maybe. Just maybe. It will work. Turn into bore sight. Radar's still just as fucked. And you think at 6 kilometers it's going to be able to hit the target? I'm getting a feeling that, yeah, it's probably going to hit the target. See if it does the weird spasm. Oh, yeah, there's the spasm. They call me the spasm. It fucking missed. It did not miss. Never mind. Shut me up. You can see the sheer imbalance. But the... Oh my god, you better set that rudder trim up good, boy. Because, oh my. Oh my. And missiles away. No, wrong. There you go. Gas ass. Okay, so this is how the missile's supposed to go until it hits Mach 2, at which point it just fucking does that. Like, oh my god, that was a direct hit. Yippee! Yay! We're so happy here. I'm so happy. Alright. So the Giga Mega fucking massive missile works. That's good to know. The Giga Mega fucking massive missile. I wonder what the head-on engagement of one like this of one like this, yes, like this. What the head-on engagement would look like with this thing. I just remembered they don't have missiles. uh, yes, indeed. Welcome back, R40. When did the R40 even enter service? This is a 1964 weapon. Could they even achieve all aspect capability in 1964, even with a missile as large as this? I'm not sure they could have. I guess with a old enough speaker you could have done it, but I'm not entirely sure. This might be a late 60s missile. Up we go. See, that time it was much easier. Hi, hello. We're doing some testing on how to make an actual functional missile, because the first one I got, not functional. Not particularly functional, unfortunately. Much to my anger. This one, though, the definitely not an R40. That one's fine. I think this is just about the size, if not bigger than an R40. Whatever, it's certainly large for whatever it is. It's 4.5 by 35 centimeters by 4.5 meters. So, safe to say it's a big boy by every possible count. Certainly the kind of thing you'd have on a heavyweight interceptor. Something bigger than this thing. This thing's not particularly big aircraft. About the size. I should wrap the missile in the fuselage. Yeah, I know that. Mostly I'm just fighting with the fucking guidance here. And I just lost connection. Good. Hi, hello, it's me again. Bet you missed me, eh? Make a hypersonic biplane with the Fox 3. I think somebody did that already. Let's just hope that my chat's still online. Big presumption. I know. That the fucking my internet provider will work correctly. I know, it's insane. Oh, God. I'm just currently trying to do a run-up, in case you're interested. I'm just gonna leave you guys on autopilot. Have a nice day. What about Mach 10? I don't think you can do that, somehow. Good that you can still see me and hear me, though. That's good. And the Wright brothers. Somehow I don't think the Wright brothers were doing that. Somehow I don't think the Wright brothers particularly imagined this when they started the bike with the Wright Flyer. But you know what? I hope one day fucking weirdo is gonna be mounting actual telephone pole sized this isn't even a telephone pole, this is a street light sized object underneath a plane and lobbing it at a target who's done no wrong. So true, brother. One day, man truly will have advanced enough to do this dumb shit. Alright, get the missile ready. Inbound. Get ready, boys. Ooh, stop that. They Behave, motherfucker, behave. Foresight? E, T, no, no, it's the radar still isn't working. That's good. Anyway, missile, when am I gonna get lock? For a head-on shot, this is not a lot of distance and range to be having. Ooh, that's not particularly good. Ah, and out goes the game. Oh, almost thought it crashed for a minute. It didn't. Second missile away. Oh. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be doing that somehow. Someone's telling me it's not supposed to be doing that. Is it gonna miss? Oh no, it's definitely not gonna miss. Oh my. It didn't do anything. That one did. that one fucking did. Wait, that one didn't even. That one just sheared it with its fucking wings. What's going on? What am I doing? Stop it. No. Okay, I did the thing again. Did my stream go offline? I'm gonna cry. Number two. I'm not offline, am I? I create every team. Am I genuinely offline? That'd be insane. No, no, I'm alright. Good. Hopefully the Twitch stream's still alive as well. Honestly, it's usually YouTube that craps the bed, not Twitch. Alright, well that's that. Now time to figure out how to make a fucking radar work, because I'd be fucked if I know. Let's see, track wall scan, continuous wave illumination, frequency copying, data link. But one data link channel. Got decent power. Simple radar? Distance 94,000. No, I don't think it does. Red 4. What does a red 4 do? Red 4 quality. Affects sensitivity, affects area and range. HMD, ability to steer radar in a certain direction. Ground mode, track while scan. Ability to soft lock a target while scanning. Continuous wave allows a radar to guide semi-active radar homing missile. Frequency hopping, which does that, I guess. Okay. That's cool. Don't know what that means, but okay. Ooh, it's getting very late here. Alright, 15 minutes, I'm gonna have to go. I'm sorry. Now maybe one day my idiot, stupid bastard son who I hate. The M58 is going to be useful. My idiot, stupid chud F4 son. Aim 4 son. I hate him and I hope he dies. Top 10 things to tell your child for their birthday. You'd think in real life the fucking wing would snapped off like a twig. Welcome to this thing. I hate it with every inch of my life. And I hope it dies. You know what? Let's go and make an active radar homing version of this thing. If I do that, does it? Oh no, it doesn't. Haha. Active radar data link one way, radar slaving, simple radar. Yeah, who cares? Max distance 25, 1000 watts. That's not that much, but yeah, I guess it makes sense. Gimbal limit, search limit, home on jam. Lock on after launch. Sure, it has IOG, it has data link. Why wouldn't it be able to do it? Lock on after launch. So this is the... Do we have a last flight? Oh, we have a last flight. How much does it cover? 13 kilometers, apparently. Jesus. So this one's the M... I don't know, like 75? Because, I mean, it's an active radar homing missile. This probably is an M... Or why not? Who cares? Oh fuck yeah, because it's a preset, so I'll do that. Right. Who cares? We ball. Maybe this time it's gonna work. Maybe not. Who knows? Oh, we're back apparently. That's good. Which has also recognized that it's still on. Hell yeah, that's cool. When did my canopy start open this time? What the fuck? My canopy isn't opening anymore. Oh? Excuse me? Can I help you, sir? That's very strange. I was pressing buttons and it just wasn't doing anything. that's that's interesting. You know, that's a new one, I do admit. Who knows? I think the game's not having a good time. Someone's telling me the game might not be having a gale time. I mean, I understand it. If anything, this is probably among the heaviest missile loadouts. It's broken, I guess. Excuse you. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just why is it doing that? Everything here is seemingly fine. Why would it be doing that? Kind of silly to think that how bigger this thing is than the tiny little M58s I have that don't work at all. I hate them and I hope they die. Don't think I've ever seen that before. Who knows? Maybe something's really broken. Maybe I'm the one that's broken inside. I'm so sad. Oh. Night court starts. I brush my long, greasy ass hair. Oh no, it seems we're back. Yeah, it's just something that was weird with that specific instance of the game. Turn all that shit on? Oh yeah, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I put way too much time into this cockpit. I wonder how fucked the center of gravity is with this thing. I mean, the M58s are small. They're only like, I think 100 kilo each, which only 100 kilo. Still, not that much in the grand scheme of things. Let's see. Ooh, we have a couple Duderinos. Oh my god, guess what's become incredibly unstable, I guess? This fucking thing. Wonder why. Wonder what could be destabilizing this aircraft, huh? It's a real mystery. Aha! Holy shit, it actually works. Not you, go away, you disgusting beast. Can you lock? It's locked. Fuck. Almost locked. Anyways. I think I just heard it. Yep. Yep, there it goes. There, oh my fucking god, there it goes. Go, Johnny, go. Go, Johnny, go. I don't think it's, I don't think it's reaching the target. Second one, go. Kill in my name, you worthless piece of shit. Okay, so we know that the effective envelope is actually quite short in the tail chase. Julie knows it, apparently. Certainly longer than 4 kilometers, though. Yep. And now for these fucking mistakes. Is it actually? No, it's not flying correctly. Of course it's not flying correctly. Yeah, that's the problem with the M58s. They're very interesting. Oh, now you're behaving correctly, are you? I see how it is. Bastard. Bitch. I hate you. Alright, well that was... So we now know that the... No escape zone, I presume? For the missile, depending on the target's closure rate, or... yeah, target's closure rate is somewhere around... somewhere, give or take, around... I don't know, like... 7 kilometers? In a rear tail chase, going Mach. Against a target that's not going Mach, so... I guess interpret that as you will. I'm pretty sure that's the same engagement envelope as a Mantra 530. Which is not saying a lot about the aerodynamics of this ship, Rick. Needless to say. Here we go, boys. Oh shit, he's maneuvering. Get his ass. Kill him. Kill him immediately. Fuck, he's outmaneuvered me significantly. I'm an idiot. Oh, my screen's really flickering now. I'm sure that's nothing. Closing in. We're closing into target. Hopefully we're gonna hit the target for once. Oh shit, it's gonna be an overshoot. Get his ass. Get his fucking ass. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck, I missed. Fuck, you lock him back there? The hell? How the fuck are you locking him? Oh, because it goes in a cone, doesn't it? Ah, I presume... yeah. Yeah, that's not how that's supposed to work. Okay, so we've proven another point, which is... evidently, pop those flares, bitch, pop those flares. Apparently, the, off-bore sight radar is also in the vertical, so it can look up 140 degrees upwards as well, which is not how that works in real life, but okay, that's fine. 78. What the fuck's on 1978 in this thing? I guess the... take a guess. I'm gonna take a guess here. I'm gonna take a guess here. That's pretty fun. That's cool. Yeah, so the small ones don't work at all. spend the first 45 minutes of the stream beating my head against a rock trying to figure that out. But the large ones work perfectly fine. That's something to note, I guess. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's all I'm gonna stream today because I'm lazy and I hate all of you. That's right. I'm evil. I'm fucked up and evil. Wicked man. Such a cruel being, such a cruel person I am. It definitely needs a lot more work. I'm gonna be real with you. Bit more work necessary, to be clear. But hey, it's something. See you next time, I guess.